Welcome to Boat's Memory Method, and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about what you need to know about Lewy bodies dementia. Lewy bodies dementia is characterized by the presence of an abnormal protein called the alpha-synuclein protein. This protein will lodge itself into the neural cells. Symptoms of Lewy bodies dementia is pretty significant. It can be hallucinations, delusions. This person has struggles with forming good visual cues out of the environment. Vascular dementia is characterized by the presence of the abnormal protein, alpha-synuclein protein, that can accumulate within the cells, causing hallucinations, delusions, sleep disturbances, dizziness, changes in gait and movement that is Parkinsonism-like. The reason for that is that it is a sibling to Parkinson's disease. Parkinson's disease also has the characteristic of the alpha-synuclein protein, but in Parkinson's disease, it affects the firing of the synapses, which causes the significant Parkinson's features. And look for another episode where we delve into Parkinson's. When we focus on Lewy bodies, I find that some of the challenges are the hallucinations and the delusions that someone may have. This may intimidate the caregivers and may be terrifying for the person living with the disease. I would love to give you some cues on how to manage this, how to empower yourself if you're a caregiver, or how to empower your person living with Lewy bodies. I like to say that the hallucinations and delusions are an abnormal trigger in the chemistry of the brain, and because the occipital lobe has a hard time to make sense of visual patterns or visual informations, we think that that may cause some of the hallucinations. We also know that sleep disturbances may lead to some of these visual hallucinations. So how do we deal with it? I like to talk about, let's anchor the person in the here and now. And the best way to anchor someone is to provide them with a pleasant sensory stimulation. And how do we do that? One big hint is to keep popsicles in your freezer. It can be not unsweetened if it is someone that lives with a blood sugar disease like diabetes, or it can be sugar popsicles. We know that the sucking reflex, that oral reflex, is a strong anchoring reflex. Thus, we find that we have smokers, we have people that vape. Because of the sucking, even through a straw, when you're sucking a frozen drink from 7-Eleven, all of these actions soothes us. So any type of sucking mechanism will soothe our person. A lollipop is cold and sweet and help to anchor our person in the here and now, which will override hallucinations and or the delusions. This does not mean that I am getting rid of the hallucinations or delusions. This just means that I'm giving the brain something else to focus on in order to overcome that abnormal pattern. We can teach our person to reach for that popsicle when they experience an abnormal hallucination or delusion. We can also teach our person to go for a walk outside in nature, put on the TV, put on music. It's very important that we know the triggers. This trigger is usually the same for a given person, and it can also be the same thing at the same time of day. So if we can plan for that event in advance with strategies, that will be less impactful in the moment to our person living with the Lewy bodies disease and to the caregiver. So have a plan in place for your person and know the triggers. Diet and exercise are two very important components of maintaining your brain health. Follow us for more content on YouTube, Boat's Memory Method. Sign up, leave us your comments, leave us your questions. We would love to hear from you. Well, go to our website, boatsmemorymethod.com, that's BOTES, and sign up for our free newsletter. You can also find us on the Instagram and Facebook. We'd love to see you there.